ready to go. It is the man called Sting. It is the man called Sting. Does he have? Oh, he's got championship belt in the back.
Oh yeah, no, you have to do it right. Now. You got to do it right.
So, like, I guess, like I said, when I just kind of started this off, like, the last, like, February was mental, but, like, the last month has kept going on just as crazy, right? Like, in the last month, we've had Berg get 21 on runway and knock off the longest standing GoldenEye world record.
Yeah, this might just be the new era. This might just be the new normal where we're just getting outrageous times that no one thought was possible or existent. Because now the boring four is gone. Like that entire concept doesn't exist anymore.
It's all dead,
So
yeah.
you throw that out, and then it's just everything's piggybacking off the back of P2020, and just today, like Ace Untied P2 essay, which was already an absurd time,
137
lowered it down
was
even more.
like the best time in either game, some people reckon, and then Ace has gone and lowered it further. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if
Insanity.
you said it was the best record in either game, like it would have been a reasonable argument. And now
Just,
just move the goalpost another second.
a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Yeah, yeah, just absolutely mental. And then, like, obviously, I caught up with Yendis. That was post Project 2020, but there was some crazy stuff going on in that. Like, I think you're probably right, though, talking about, like, a new era for Untied. Like, Berg took that to, like, a next level of science. It was like what Ogran did to get Streets 154 and then more again. Like, frame counters and all this kind of stuff. Splits, ROMs, counting everything down to the frame.
No, just taking like how they reverse engineer something, so they take it apart, see how it works, then put it back together again. Like we're getting to that point where it's like they're like time saves that don't even look like they exist, but we're like breaking them down and we're finding them. So if we're doing that on like the 22-second levels of the world, you start looking at these 1 minute stages, 2 minute stages, 3 minute stages. It's like there's got to be like a
The,
whole lot of things there that we could just pick apart. It's only a matter of time, honestly, for
yeah,
something. The next ridiculous thing is found, and then the next ridiculous thing is found, and then the next ridiculous thing.
you just find, like, killing, or sorry, passing away the hut guard saves 0.15 of a second or whatever, and you multiply that out across a 2 minute stage rather than a 20-second stage. And yeah, you're right. There's got to be opportunities to do that everywhere.
I mean, just look at control. Is like, oh, control's done, and then Ace just every just here's another one,
Just
here's another one,
push
and
that a
here's
little bit
another
further.
one. And you telling me like even now, even then, like even though they're still gated by Natalia, you're telling me even now that they're all three of them are absurd, but you're telling me now this like we can't look and say, oh, there's just this little thing here and this little thing here. Like there's got to be more there.
There's got to be more opportunity. Yeah, like, just it's just going to keep getting pushed, right? So, like, Gus 45 as well in the last month. Who even thought that was on the radar for Depot, or Depot for our North American friends?
I mean, I can pronounce it either way you want. Depot, would you prefer
The
that?
pot, that works too. Yeah,
A depotee, maybe,
yeah.
depending on what you need the mood for. But I'm sure even on that, there may be another one, and then 38 sitting there. But like, for some reason, like we just have like, two or three people that play Depot. Like it looks like a different stage when they play it because none of like the obstacles, none of the tables exist. They just walk right through them, like no problem. Don't even bump them for like a
the
frame.
the drone
It's
doesn't back them at the wrong point.
no, it's absolutely obscene. It just doesn't even look real.
And then, like, Depot just seems to be one of those levels that attracts specialists too. Like, maybe not at a world record level, but one of the lower, lesser known characters around the elite, Charles Bayard, posted another Depot PB after his videos got deleted. You know, like that's basically his only points on the game. He's got like facility 59 and then depot 40 and 48 or 47 or something. Like it's insanity.
You know, those don't really correlate. Those are not like equal in at any measure at all. So you've got that, and you've got people like T Positive who cooks Depot. So you have very specialist stage, yeah. But then like Gus and Joris that just hold the two controllers.
The 2.x guys are
Go,
full on, right? That
it's just unbelievable. It doesn't even they don't even get backed like ever. And I know we're seeing like the one run out of like 1,000 attempts, yeah, but it's just like obscene every time. They don't even get back on double O. I don't understand.
and 46 was a decent world record. Like it was it four-way tied? I think it was Carl, Wotus, Joris, and Gus. Like it went untied for like 12 months after Carl got it, and then the three other guys got it within about, well, at least publicly released it within about a week because it was around K4 that
Just
it all happened.
just bang bang bang. I don't remember the date that Joris and Wotus got it, but they both got it, and then like a week later, Wotus is like, I mean, not Wotus. Gus is like, here you go. Here's the fourth one. Just go right ahead. And then I guess he wanted to keep it going and just pulled down the other second.
And Harry and Chad.
I'm sure some of his attempts look even more ridiculous than that run. So there's no telling like what's actually doable. At least another second for sure.
Yeah, like that's just the run that came together, I guess. So can you push it down to 44 or do the warp?
Oh, see now that's on the table because now that we know that.
Well, Ted's actually tasked it finally. So yeah, like you said, we actually know.
Yeah, so we could chip another second there. Oh, can you imagine?
Imagine trying to stack the odds of that into.
Right.
You can't get a mainframe complete, let alone then going and trying to chuck a warp onto the end of it.
You imagine get the mainframe complete, do the ammo dump, and right, just gonna slam into this wall, and if I slam into the wall right, I go through the wall right, and then I have to like make this insane turn and go up the stairs and not botch the save from an angle I'm not used to doing it at and go right back down.
That's it. Like, so the turn to get up the stairs would be super tight. Like clutching that turn on top of, like, you don't want to touch the stick to get the warp, right? So you got to get through the warp, and as soon as you get the warp, hook it left really hard.
Yeah, like immediately, like react, like
yeah,
crank it, got to turn.
But
like you'd almost have to have two GameCube sticks to hold it.
Maybe the warp's slightly easier on double O with all the lag that's going on from the dump. Who knows?
It's possible. I reckon we'll find out. Someone will try. It may not be like today or tomorrow, but eventually down the line, someone will be like, "Oh, I need to give this a shot," because
2030 something.
The Depot specialists might look at it, or someone might look at it and is like, "This is like my one shot to like cash it in and get something big." Someone will go for it.
Yeah.
It's just like, I mean, speedrunning history basically repeats itself. Is like someone comes up with a new strat, and then it's like, that's not possible. And then it's like, okay, it's only possible in a task environment, but no one would actually try to do it. And then someone does it, and then it's like, oh, it can be done, and then more people start doing it. Yeah, it's just like that cycle seems to repeat through history.
Well, it's exactly like the warp on Agent. You know, it's TAS or turbo only, and then all of a sudden, Squirp does it, and then Gold Rush is on.
Right. You just need that one. You just need that one to show everyone it's like, oh, this is like real and it can be done. And then that mental is gone, and it's like, okay, now that I know it's real, let's all get to work and let's get it done.
So I guess also looking around GoldenEye, other stuff that's gone over the last month, we've had the redemption of Sammy Rogers with 47 happening.
Oh, that's so wonderful. He was streaming in VC when he got it, and I was in the VC. I wasn't watching it, but I was listening to it. And I can't remember what I was doing, but all of a sudden I hear like, gentlemen, and then like I hear someone, And I'm like, oh please, like please don't tease me like this. Like, please let it be real. Like frantically just clicking, just like pull up the stream right now, and like see it, and then it clicks to 47. I was like, thank God the national crisis is over.
Free Rogers.
Oh
Like
man,
I think
because
it was
that
best possible outcome, right?
absolutely, because it was it had already like devolved into like an unnecessary like shit show, and either way it had gone, it was just gonna get like worse one way or the other in some respect. So thankfully the bailout came in, and it's like we're done. Like we don't even have to worry about it, and he didn't have to worry about it because I'm sure like he sits down to play Goldeneye, right? And he's like, for 2 years, like, what do I do? Like, I have 47, but I don't, and it's just still there. He has to like look at that every time. So I imagine it's a great feeling.
Yeah, it's redemption, well and truly redemption. And it's been a hot month for it because Joris and Pogo both have got 47 as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then Alu making a GoldenEye return with 218,
Well,
Perpe-
in
perpetuating
in 1.2,
PP7 for low lag on the return as a myth.
like he did some like dark science like somehow some way in 1.2 doing like gun tricks like juggling the pistol somehow got 218.
Yeah, five
That's
boost
just
run.
like
Yenda says. I think that sounds about right.
if you don't believe in like top player privilege, just look at that run. That's all I can really say. Just like look at that and deny that it's real.
And he's done a whole
While
heap.
he was chugging like a sunny delight.
He's done a heap of work on his quality too, so you can actually see the run. Like it's not like the original upload of Air Force One, was that 112? I think was like dropping frames or low bit rate or something. So these videos are very watchable now as well.
Oh, I was hoping like this run was gonna look like season 8, episode 3 of Game of Thrones, where you just couldn't see anything. It was just pitch black. That's what I was hoping we get, but not everyone was like, here, let's fix up your quality, mate. So you can actually see the run.
Can see it happening. And then the other world record that I do want to call out is our mate David Jones, Cavs 101.
Ooh, another one on the board
Uh,
for the boy, the hometown hero, just a couple hours away.
he's just like he's just building up. He's just sticking around and playing for solid times, right? Or world records even, like 102 and 101. He's not like me fucking around and just messing with any level. He sticks with it and bloody gets it. So good on him.
Yeah, whatever he wants, he digs his heel in, and he's like, I'm gonna get this, whether it takes like a week, 2 weeks, or I can't remember how long it took him to get Service 102, but it took a long time. But he just kept on attacking
Yeah, it was like the
until
better
he
part
got
of
it.
6 months or something.
Yeah, then he's got the 101. He's digging in on Depot, getting some of that. So I'm interested to see like
7 months, Eric
interested to
says.
see like where he goes from here now, because like maybe he'd want to look at like runway SA 22 before something outrageous happens there. Just go ahead and put that in his pocket. And,
Claim the world record while it still is a world record.
yeah, I mean, you may as well, because honestly, you look around these days, like almost no world record is safe now.
Well, like you said at the start, Boring 4 is dead.
Yeah, like we can't even like see the problem is we can't even come up with like, oh, this is the boring for like, no, that doesn't really exist. Like that concept doesn't work
No.
anymore. Because it's like you could say like, would you do like Surface Surface 2 Agent like 46 and like Cradles is like, okay, like those aren't even like trivial. Those are like, you could say they're like really easy, yeah, but like they're not trivial. So like the Boring 4 moniker doesn't really work anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's 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 crazy. Like there's like 14, I think, levels total that are even at 2 lines. Like it's the Cradle Sweep, Cavs 101, Depot Agent, and SA Streets Agent, and Statue SA00. Like, plus, yeah, Runway SA, Surface 2, Agent and SA. Like, the rest of it is, the rest of it's all single line. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, and some of them are like Depot SA. It's like that could be imminent. That could be posted in 5 minutes for all we know. And it wouldn't.
Yeah, Gus might already have the run and be uploading it right now.
Like he could be getting ready to. He could be ready to post it right now as we speak.
And you never know if Mop decides to go back for Cabs 101s, you know. So there's who knows. Nothing's safe in this world. Nothing is safe.
No, we're just one skill player and one lotto run away from like an untied like at any moment. And it's interesting because it's like well, this game's so optimized. It's like there may be like only 3 or 4 untieds feasible left, and look how many we already have in like 3 months, like 3 short months, and it's already blown that away.
Yeah,
and then look at all what you could argue is imminent, and then you start to think like all that we could dissect with like science and EverDrive and yada yada, just strategies that no one wants to do yet, but like are there.
Yeah, the playing for the more 1 in 1,000 runs or the 1 in 5,000 runs, just keep pushing harder for that.
Yeah, because eventually, like the only thing that's going to be left to do feasibly, if you want that, is like the 1 in 1,000 runs or the 1 in 5,000 runs, not the like 1 in 50, 1 in 100.
And the other thing,
And there'll always be someone that wants to push that barrier. So someone will always want to get it, or like they already have it, but it's like I think I could get it, or I don't want someone else to get it, so I'm gonna get it. Like that will always happen. So
I mean, talking about that, you know, we had Dr. Light push in, talking in a Perfect Dark now, but Dr. Light pushed Skedar Ruins down to 104 through the same sort of thing, just comparing runs and knowing that it's there if you push hard enough.
exactly, and that was a run. It's like me and like we're talking, like we were looking at like I think like we'll just say half a year ago. Doesn't really matter. But it was like a while ago, and we were just looking at it, and we were like, how the hell is 105 even real? Like, it doesn't make any sense. We don't get it. It's like we're playing the level like as good as humanly possible, and it's like, well, we're still 3 seconds behind boss, and we're like, how the hell is it real? And how the hell are there 2 of them? And then it's just like over time, you just like keep pressing it, and it's like, okay, this is like really, really good, but maybe it's not like inhuman. And you keep on going. It's like, oh wait, no, I can actually get this. It's like, oh wait, shit, there's like maybe you could just you just get that little bit more. And what do you know? Like the man pushed through, he got that little bit more. He got the 105. And then like a little bit time after that, now we're looking at 104. And he said 103 is real, so you could get that even bit more. So it's like there's no telling what both rankings are going to look like 2 years, much less like what 3 months from now. Will we make it to summer without another like 10 untieds? Honestly,
Oh, who knows? It's mental. I mean,
and you look at Ace messing around today. It's like
untying his own
24 is all of
untieds.
a sudden like right there. 24 could actually happen, which will be insane.
Yeah.
But it could be.
Well, I mean, he's got the pace to the door from what I can see on screenshots.
Yeah, I don't know how many of those he has, but that one today, like the 17.9 at the door, like yeah, that shows you it's like it's real. So he'll just need everything to line up because the door is going to have to open super super early for him to even like get through it.
Yep.
Like, and that's for the door to open on 25 pace is not rare, but it's not like you don't get it every other run. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then he still has to get the mauler, and it's like the pieces are there, and it's definitely possible, but it's still going to be outrageous.
So, do you need the Skedar to spawn behind the door and open it to come through? Is that what's happening to get the open door, or is it just like a coin toss or something?
Yeah. So those Skedar like spawn like a cycle. So you want that one to spawn behind the door, run up to the door, and then open it like on that pace, which is not like consistent. It's not like if we cut the cinema on this exact frame every time, it'll be the same every time.
Yep.
It just isn't. And then you have to deal with the lovely mechanic of like the door jamming. So he could open on pace, but then the door's like, and it's like I can't do anything with that. So
Being denied by the door.
it needs to open all the way. So he gets out of the way and you can just boost right through or walk right through. So it's more obnoxious than it should be, but like on 25 pace, it's like I'd say like uncommon. I wouldn't say rare, but
Yep.
for it to be an even second faster than that may be very rare. I'm not sure how many he's seen already.
B down in chat is right. So Runway Agent 22 was the longest standing world record in either game, but 25's now overtaken it.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how many days old it is off the top of my head. Weren't they achieved within like a week of each other or something like that?
Within a couple of weeks of each other, yeah. Well, that would have had to be because Runway 21 only happened like 3 weeks ago. So
yeah, so it lines up now that 22 is gone. Then yeah, perfectly lines up.
Yeah, proper insanity. I mean, and Ace could obviously go and cake champ in 5 minutes if he decided that he wanted to play, Carrington Institute or something. But
oh yeah, but that's not his style. Like clearly, it would have been done like weeks ago if that's all he wanted to do. But to get it by getting War 24 is definitely much more his speed. So
yeah.
I understand. So either that or between that and like AFO 124, that sounds more like Ace. So
yeah.
not getting like a trivial like 90 pointer he could get in like an hour.
All us regular humans would be very happy with 80 odd, 90 odd points, and Ace is just sitting there pushing and breaking his own untides.
I mean, it makes sense. Like if you've been around like that long and you're that good, and it's like it doesn't really satisfy me to do it this way. I'd rather make it a little bit splashier than that.
And I guess the other thing that's happened in the last month for Perfect Dark is Infill 110 has been exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely exposed.
It's definitely been definitely like all the people who could have gotten it, all the people who have gotten it since like definitely could have gotten it. I think everyone, it's just like going back to the Deep Warp. It's just like you just needed that little like push to show everyone it's like, yes, it's not it's not that bad. You know what I mean? And I think BK getting it before anybody else is like really cool. And then that showed everyone it's like, oh, like, because people surely have thought about, all the people that have it surely thought about 110 like well before this, but then you see BK get it and it's like, oh yeah, like I can do that too. And then, now we're here where 110's like essentially like I think literally doubled since then, if not more.
Yeah. Who else has got it? Ricky, Dusky, Joris, Swiss, Dr. Light, or since BK.
Wait, unless Dr. Light got it? Did he just post it just the second?
Or am I an idiot?
Or
am I, let's see, where are we? Infill.
Oh, DL, congrats on the Infill 110, mate.
Oh, no, it's Dusky. I can't read initials.
Oh, the other DL. See, you fell into the K4 trap where everyone saw DL and it's like, oh, it's him. It's Dr. Light.
Their colors aren't actually that dissimilar either, actually, now that I'm looking at it.
It's not that big of a reach, especially if you looked at it from across the room, but
a little blue, little green. The David Lemons troll. Yeah, sounds about right. And Para's got his first world record. Who knows if it might not last very many days if Ace does go and get 24.
So he's gonna be the new Swiss, just get a record and then it's just immediately untied. Like, oh man, you really hate to see it.
And then Lake Demon on bloody Deep Sea. I was watching some of those streams. High level gameplay there, like crazy.
Yeah, like that level is so like deceptively technical, and there's like so much going on, and then Elvis like getting in there, like you just running through with the shotgun like a genius, just pow, just getting them all, and and then you just turn around and he's not there, and it's like so demoralizing. But he just, I mean, Lake Demon's just actually a demon. It's like, well, I got it. Just go right through, pop, pop, no problem. Like just
And
pace whatever, whenever. So
255 had stood untied for like 3.5 years. So
and again, if he posts 254 in the middle of this conversation, I'll be like, yeah, that's about right.
yeah, yeah, gets the right. Like he probably had 254, even 253 pace. Elvis is like crazy stuff. If you get stack an open door or something like that into it, there's potential there.
And then I'm sure he'll transition right into deep CPA and do some magic there too. There's nothing that man would do that like I'd be surprised by. He's just like insanely good.
A couple of other times that are on my list from Perfect Dark is not. Geez, these level names can get confusing sometimes. Defection SA went down. Ricky and Swiss with the slaying, and Ricky like 24 hours later.
Yeah, there's probably like a bit of collaboration there. Like I know Ricky got on. I think Ricky like was messing around and he did like the MW style ending where you warp out and just skip the beam straight to the left. And he got in. He was like, "Oh well, this isn't that bad. Like maybe I could do this." And he messed around with it a little bit. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, I could do this." And then he like went on it for real. He, I think he talked to Swiss about it too. So they were probably like having a little back and forth about it. And like, I mean, they both got 18, so clearly capable. Just needed a bit of tweak and figure out that ending in a bit of a grind. And it's like it's surprising to see them within like 2 days of each other, but not super surprising that those two would figure it out and get it.
Yeah,
So
it makes
because it's
sense
still
like
an
you said if they're
insanely good
working
time.
together.
Right, and 18's like still a really good time. Much
18's a
less
great time.
17.
Yeah. Craig McGrath got his first Perfect Dark World record, I think, with Chicago SA 25.
Yep.
And
Yep. Chicago 25.
and
And
the PWR, the Pauliwood record, 32 seconds untied, mate. What on Rescue DLTK? What possesses you to play for a time like that?
um probably a lot of Monster Zero Ultra, I would guess. So you got to get all that extra energy out somewhere. And after you go to the gym and it's like I'm still jazzed up, it's like I guess I'll play the level where if I get hit one time, it's all over. Um, that's it's kind of deceptive because it's like so rescue's like my favorite level in like the entire game. So I played I played a bunch of LTK, so untied LTK,
Yep.
and then the same day, like I think it was I think it was 301. The same day I got 301, Ace like tied 301, and then he got 258. So I left it alone for a while, and then I came back and like grinded super hard and got it down to 256. And then I was like, since I'm here, it's like I should play DLTK, but it's gonna be like 10 times as annoying because you have to shoot them in the head. You can't just shoot them anywhere. And then I looked at Boss's run, and he does like a completely safe start. So I was like, well, what if I just play like LTK and just go for it because I'm gonna die anyway. But if I don't die, then it's just free time save. So like it took like an hour and a half to beat Boss's run, which I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but it had been there for at least like 2-3 years. It had been up for a while,
Right.
and I was like, oh okay, let's see how low we can get this. So I just kept playing it, and then I lowered the next day, and then I lowered it the next day, and then like left it on for a week, and then lowered it then and just kept going for it. And I just like got in the zone where it's like this is so like this is so like fun to just you're dodging around, you shooting folks, you pull out a grenade launcher. It's like I have to shoot this grenade launcher like precisely to kill the dude who, if I mess up, he'll immediately shoot me and kill me. But if I do it wrong, then I'll walk around in the explosion and I'll die. And so like doing that zigzag, like trying to just do this insane dance and get like, but still play the level like normally is like all I can really say is like if you know, you know, because it's like if that doesn't appeal to you, then like you're just not gonna get it. But if you like that, it's so much fun,
It,
and
LT,
I just
LTK and DLTK look almost like a puzzle game, kind of like you're trying to work it out and trying to go fast, but it's not just about going fast. It's about balancing that against, it's a different risk versus reward trade, I guess.
right because if you boot up at LTK level, especially in GE, because for like DLTK, because that's a 10 headshot rule, which by the way I'm really happy that's not in PD. You have to like play the level entirely differently because if you play it the standard way, a lot of the times you're not going to get away with it at all. But if you do play it standard or as close to standard as you can and you get away with it, then you get like an insane reward. But you have to be willing to like you have to be willing to gamble and like risk management like on the fly, like on the I got to do this now. I got to do this now. I can't do this now. I got to do this now. And sometimes you just got to go for it. Like Bozon must be like the most insane game. Like he must be banned from all casinos because this man just go. He just there's not a strat he won't double down on. Like just 5,000 on black. I don't care. Like he
Play the
just goes
odds.
for it, man.
Yeah, I hadn't actually thought about that, but it's like as opposed to the regular ranks where we're just sitting there and we're trying to crank out the perfect attempt with like LTK and DLTK. I guess you're trying to react in real time rather than just trying to get absolute perfection.
Right. For LTK, it's like you're using perfection with like survival. So that's where you have to like it might as well be like you might as well pull up a damn spreadsheet because it's like okay if this happens and this happens is like I can do this but not if this happens because this is an exception but then I can pop over here then I can do this and it's like that appeals to me like a lot and so that's why I have a lot of fun with it so I can understand it's like if that doesn't appeal to you then like yeah of course you'd never like play it or like care about it but like if that or like a puzzle game sort of situation appeals to you at all, like I'd suggest finding you a stage to like at least try it out on for a little bit because it's so much fun if that appeals to you in any sort of way.
Yeah, it sounds to me like I don't know. I did a enemy rockets run just for the memes, and it ended up being the same sort of thing, like just trying to work it out on the fly. Like, it's just good fun to go and try and use your understanding of the level in a different way, basically.
Right. And it breaks up the monotony because after you about like what 5,000 IL attempts in a row, it's just like you get like burnt out on this and it's like, oh, this is a fun thing I can play to like break up the monotony and like I can go for like try to get a good time and it just breathes like a different like life into the game that you're not gonna get from just grinding an IL for like 50 hours in a row. So it's a nice like change of pace if you want to like. So I love the game, but it's like, oh, I'm not really feeling like any level right now. It's like, oh, I can play this, or it's like RTA's like that. It's like, oh, I can play R, but RTA is like a completely like different thing you have to bang out. So
Yeah.
it just depends on what you're like looking for.
And Yendis is just dropping in a chat with the relevant comment that it won't truly count until you stop using the pause technique to score kills. I still respect the times achieved using the pause techniques, but and they're well done. But however, it's simply not the same thing.
Yeah, I have to. I mean, I post that coffee pasta in ZFG's chat when he's pause buffering in OOT, but no one like gets it. I don't know why they're not hip to the to the memes, but
It's
they
too
don't
deep
really
down the meme
get it.
hole.
I posted in like the Wind Waker thing when they're buffering that super swim thing, and like no one really gets it there either. So I don't really get it, but you know they'll catch up. Everyone catches up after a while.
Yep. They'll get it eventually. So the dig that I can go for if we start talking about you is I can describe you as a former top 10 Perfect Dark player. How does that sound?
Currently factually accurate, yeah. So I can't disagree. I'm looking at it right now. I can't tell you that you're incorrect. Um, I could be cheeky and just use the Isa excuse and just be like, I've been top 10 this whole time because I'm ninth and 10 in time rank. So
Yes, very true. Comfortable ninth too. 20 something seconds in
so
front of Pauli, in front of Ricky.
right. So technically, I've never been former top 10 ever. So
Don't worry, I'm top 10 in ranks too. If you didn't know.
oh, oh yeah,
Yeah, GoldenEye SA RTA posted to the rankings. I'm in the top 10.
banger. How many? Um, I don't want to sound rude or
There's
like
12. There's 12.
I'm not making a dig, but oh, there's 12. Okay, see,
I know
that
the
sounds
question you're
just
going to
like
ask.
that's that sounds just like this dude I knew like at a major like fighting game tournament. He was playing in a side tournament. He's like dude like I made top 32 in the in I think it was Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I was like, I'll thick dude, and then like I checked later how many people entered and it was 34. So, so he made top 32 in a 34 man bracket. I'm not sure if he even got a buy or if he played somebody. I was like, yeah, I was like, sick, got a top 32 man. Hey, it'd be like that's listen, it's not your fault. You just take what's given to you. You know what I mean? So you just taking what
Just
they're
working with
giving.
the rankings as they're there.
That's exactly. So I'm mad at it.
But if I give you your proper intro, Pauliwood, former top 10 PD player, 42 out of 42 LTK. You even made Dr. Light sacrifice the famous 420s.
Um, obviously my strongest accomplishment to date, I would argue, because I pushed him into cashing those in, and I know he was really happy and proud of those 420s. Still got the agent SA and PA one to cry into. But...
Truly
that
evil.
was the day I turned heel. Like
The day you turn heel, yeah, very nice. So I want to understand a little bit about Paulie the man. Like, I want to tell me about how you got into speed running just generally.
turn into shut up, Perry. That's a bit of a no. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna focus before we start talking about wrestling for like 45 minutes. So that's a bit of a story. So I wasn't like into speed running at all until like I probably watched like probably Classic Games Done Quick whenever that was, and then I started watching like Giano stream like every day and just playing Mario 64, being hilarious. Like it was incredible times. Ustream, shout outs to Ustream. Some of you might remember that. So that was going on, and then like the more I watched it, I was like, I could I could get into this. Like not play Mario 64. What could I get into? Oh, like so my favorite game ever is like Link to the Past.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, I could give that a shot. So just poked around, like got on Speed Runs Live, messed around with that, did some runs, did some races. Like so I was getting into that, and then I was watching Evo at the same time, like watching fighting game tournaments, but like not playing like fighting games like that for real. And then I saw like I still remember just randomly getting this link to like this big money match in Marvel 2 which was this Clockwork versus Neo, and I watched it, and it was like one of the most insane things I ever saw. Like it was, I didn't know anything that was happening, but I knew it was like good shit. They're just like flipping around, just like doing. You had to have been there, right? So I was looking at this. I have to get into this. This is amazing. This is incredible. I have to get into this. And then it turns out like they announced like, oh, Marvel 3 is coming out in a couple months. I was like, that's beautiful. That's perfect. Because I got into this. So I'll get that. And I just got into that, right? So I'm like playing Marvel 3 like insanely seriously, like playing every day, just getting into it, grinding, like doing meets, going to tournaments. It was like a beautiful time, right? It was great. But since I got into that, like I just like completely forgot, like didn't race anymore, like didn't speedrun anything. I was just like full in on that. Still watch speedrunning like all the time, but didn't do it myself. And then so it came down to like, let's see, what was it 20? Yeah, it had to be 2017. So that's winding down. I'm not going ham in that really anymore. And then it came up in my recommendation video. Like it was Goose's video about the Capat 3 review. So first of all, I have no idea how that video got my recommendations, but for some reason I clicked it, right? So I clicked and he's like describing these like music videos about these, and it's like I don't know what he's talking about. So I like go boot it up because like, oh, I remember Golden. Everyone wants to play Golden. I booted up and I'm watching it, and it was like so amazing to watch like these runs. And, like, oh, I see these in jokes. I don't know what's happening, but it's like the playing the music, and it's like what it reminded me of was like this practice in fighting games where like people make these like sick combo videos where they do like these insane like technical like sometimes tool assisted combos which are like insane, and they set it to like these sick ass music videos. It was like a 1-to-1. It was like this looks just like that. So off the basis of that, I was like, just like when I saw like the stuff, I was like, I have to get in this one way or the other. So I was looking at that. I started watching like I was like lore. I was like, what the hell, speed lore? Started watching that. I was like, oh, it was all like great. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go get in the Discord. I'm gonna like see what I have to do, like lurk around, like figure out what's going on, and like look into it, right? And so yeah, that video linking me to Capat 3 is basically what got me like here.
How about that? Capap 3 is an interesting entry point. So you started out predominantly playing Goldeneye by the sound of it. How did you go when you first started out?
Terrible. Uh I didn't know I didn't know what was going on. This I was like, this Bond guy just floats across the stage, man. Like he's on ice skates. I was like, how do I make my dude move like these guys? I cannot figure it. I was just like messing around. Like they're like, oh, you need two controllers to like play the video game sound. Let me get two controllers. Didn't even know you could do that. Messing around, got Depot 26. This is how I got Depot 26, right? So like I'm like cruise controlling like the thing. I think no, it was manual. So I'm doing the thing, and I was like, I'm holding the two controllers, right? I'm like, how am I gonna get to the end of the stage? I'm gonna shoot the train, but how am I gonna open the door? It's just like I can't like I only have two thumbs. I don't have enough fingers. How do I do this? So like I got Depot 26, like every door I went up to, right? I was like I hitting the B button with my face. I was just opening up. So I'm like every attempt, right? I'm getting to the here's the I'm
Frame perfect
coming
B
around.
presses using the nose.
I'm coming around, train shot, bow. Here's the door. I get in there, just get up there. I had so many train shot I had so many train shot no warp 24s that were somehow 27. I was like, timer doesn't work. And then like somehow I eventually got it.
Oh, that's
That's where I was at, right?
that's
So I'm just
excellent.
messing around, and then like I think like about this time um the Aztec like mainframe really got like broken open, and it's just like this is like not luck at all. We can just basically do it on command. Like played a bunch of Aztec, loved that level. Like loved just getting absolutely like wrecked by like AR-34s. But at least I didn't have to do 2.X. Because I was like, listen, I get it. It makes sense, but I was like, this second controller shit is whack as fuck. I cannot do this. I just couldn't. My brain could not like translate my other hand to cooperate. So I was like, all right, sound. I'll die on Aztec, like, but at least I can use one controller. So I was messing around with that, doing the worst like deeper runs you've ever seen in your life. And then it was about like March. There was like, hey guys, when's Summer League? I was like, the fuck you talking? What's Summer League, right? So I was talking about Summer League coming on. I was like, I want to play in Summer League. Summer League sounds sick. So I was like, let me get Perfect Dark, because then it makes sense. They should just play both the games. Let's double the points, right? It makes total sense.
3 points.
So I didn't even know. It was 3 points. But because I'd played Perfect Dark as a kid too. Like one of the memories I have, right? I'm sitting at my grandmother's house. I'm playing Perfect Dark. I'm playing like challenge mode. And I'm listening to 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying. I know this is an image that doesn't sound like feasible or real, but like this is what I was doing, right? so like running around the challenge mode, and it's like 50 Cent's in my ear. He's like many men wish death upon me. And I'm like, they do wish death upon me. I'm trying to shoot him. So I was like, all right, I can get Perfect Dark. I remember that game vaguely. So like order it, right? So I get it. I'm like, all right. I'm like new, but I got these two controllers. I got these two damn carts, right? I'm set. If for some reason I get picked in Summer League, we're gonna get this. We're gonna go in, and Harry was a captain. First picked me. Wasn't expecting that at all, but I was like, all right, sound perfect. This is what my plan was, right? I was like, by the end of Summer League, I want to get 1,000 points in GoldenEye, and I want 1,000 points in PD. Those were my humble, legitimate, like honest goals. I was like, I think I can do that. The first day, the daily double was like Aztec 00, miracled like a 150. Right after like I got a 159, where I was like, this is what I did, right? I'm in the vents. I'm like, I can't remember what the pace was. I'm on the Vincent 00. I have a nade. Like I got two nades. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do, yeah. I'm not even gonna have to peek this other corner. I'm gonna flick a grenade down that corner of the hallway, and I'm just gonna look the other way because I won't have to worry about that other hallway. I throw the nade, and you can go watch this run today, and you'll see it on the 159. I throw the nade, it bounces back, lands at my feet, and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go to the other side now. So I'm like, the explosion, it's hitting me, it's pushing me out into the hall. So dead. I like big brained my way into a death when it was a P. Somehow I live. It makes no sense whatsoever.
I've got it on. I've got it playing on stream now.
Yeah, take a look at it, yeah.
This is amazing. Big brain strats. Let's pull out the grenade. Oh shit! Like, got to poke around the corner.
Like, listen, the strat was too smart to work. That's why it didn't work. But somehow, some way, I'm not dead. And I run completely. Right? So...
I love that. That's happened actually on a PB run. That's so good.
the fact that it was a PB is, oh my god. So after that, I don't think I played GE again for a month until it was Runway Essay Day. I was just playing PD, and I was like, holy fuck. I was like, this game is like fun. And like I'm into it more. I'm like, the movement like makes sense to my brain, because like I guess the angle's different. she definitely feels a lot more smooth. And I know it's that word like feel or whatever, you know what I mean? There's no factual evidence I have to back that up,
Yep.
but it just clicked for me. And I just kept playing Perfect Dark, kept playing, kept playing, kept playing, kept playing. I was just like, I'm in it, right? I'm like, yo, like this was like a 50 pointer, but it's like I can do better than that now. And like if I keep playing, I'll get even better. So it's just like it like hooked me in, and then like from the 1,000 point goal I had in mind for G, I think I got like 120 maybe. So like not even close. By the end of summer league, I think I had like 2,500. So a bit overshot it a little bit, but still over 2,000 for the set. So we'll count that as a W, I suppose.
Yeah, seems reasonable. Maths adds up at least. And so, is there any perfect dark times that stand out, like your 159 from Aztec? Is there any like perfect dark times that you remember from League that you felt that you really pushed yourself and done well with?
Let's see. I'm trying to think because it's like all a big like it's all a big like blocky like blur now because I got like I got Chicago 15 and like I think like I think it took like 2 or 3 sessions, and I just remember like just like pacing it like and like not getting it, not getting it, not getting it. It's like, man, this mine's like killing me. But on the 15, like I threw the mine, and it was a to borrow a parlance from our friend, it was a beauty. It was like a line drive. It was like you threw it all the way from center field to home plate. It was just a dime, right? I was like, if I just push the button at the right time, this might be it. And it turns out it was, and I was so happy. I was so happy like the frame didn't drop or none of that garbage happened. I think it was probably the first proof call time I got.
Yep.
I believe that's correct because I don't think any of my well, it was definitely the first one in PD. I don't remember if any of my ASIC times were proof callable other than maybe the ASIC 150 was. I'm sure it was at the time. It's I don't think it is even anymore now, but that just goes to show you that people are brave enough to play like levels that no one would touch
Mainframe has
before.
made Aztec much
Yeah,
much more livable. Yeah, 150 is down to 51 points.
right. And it was probably like right below 70 when I got it, if not
Yeah,
70
I reckon
outright. So
you're right.
mainframe's just strong on the higher difficulty. So it's good that it's being like normalized a bit more to like where it needed to be. The other time that stands out for me that I can think of off the top of my head was like it was like the Defection 6 where I was watching the cinema and landing on the door and stuck on the door for like an hour. I was just like hugging the wall for dear life, like I didn't want to jump off a building, which is what I would definitely do if I were in that situation. And it was like the highest six possible, I think. So that worked out.
6.99999
Yeah, round down, of course.
on because Fletcher always comments about how many points his times were. He had in around the same sort of time, May 2018, he had 156 double O on Aztec that was worth 56 points, 55 points, sorry. And then he skipped to 146 a couple of weeks later, and that was worth 80 points. So, yeah, you're probably right that you're about 60, 70 odd points for Aztec 150.
Yeah, if not like 70, 71, like 68, 69, like, dude, nice. Like, nice time. Didn't get an 8 in the vent, but I'm a bit sheepish on trying that again.
So after you've got 2,500 points in 2,500 points in PD in just a couple of months, so you've got to the end of league. How did the chicken coop fare in League 2018?
Um, I can't remember. I think we were like fifth. I think we were like fifth overall in like in like rank. So right. So my team, my team on draft day was like, so Harry was like, I think he ended the league like minus 100, and like what wasn't really like, was a bit busy or just not really down, like like not really in it. We had Boss who like chipped in a time or two here and there, but it's like, I mean, it's Boss,
What
right?
can
It's not
Boss
like he
do to
has.
actually improve his times page, really?
It's not like Boss sits down and I was like, right, here's the stage, yeah, so I can gain 35 points on. Like that doesn't really exist. So he got like a statue 218. He got like a strong aspect level all the time with the mainframe, and then I think he got something else. But
The Aztec
again,
Strat Master comes back.
it's not like bosses were like, I'm gonna post 1,500 points during this league. It's like, no, he can't really do that.
Yeah.
And then like we had QWERTY on the squad, but QWERTY decided to play for damn SA 119 for like 3 weeks, so he was off the radar. And then like it seemed like everyone we picked up was just like would vanish after like 3 days or what have you. It was just like MIA. So I was like, right, like so.
So the chicken coop was
But I was
carried
cool with that.
by Pauli.
I was cool with that. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like that famous that famous Marshawn Lynch video on Madden. He's like, I'm put the team on my back. So I put the team on my back, and I was like, I'm just gonna, we're getting in there. This is when we had a playoff bracket, right? So we get to the playoff bracket. We're ahead of like whatever MW's team was. I can't even remember now. I think it was Golden Strawberries. I think that's what I think because he was on Green's team. I think that's what it was.
Yep.
So it's like the 11th hour, right? We're ahead barely because I just got some like escape times, and I was like so terrible at escape at the time. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck is going on in this level, but it's working out. And it's like we're ahead barely, randomly. I don't know why, and you could see it in his PB because he just randomly picks it. MW's like, I'll just pick Cradle. Magically gets a 34 and like knocks us out of the playoffs. I was like, what? I was like, what? I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this cannot be happening. Like, why'd you pick Cradle? So that's how we we went out in the first round to a Cradle completion. So it's another reason to love that stage, I suppose.
Excellent. Yeah, Cradle's an excellent level.
Even in jest, I can't entertain that.
I can't. I like to play Cradle. I like to play Cradle on teleconferences when I'm at work and working from home because it means I can sit here and I have set my work set up here, and if I don't have the webcam on, I can turn there, and it's one of those brainless levels where you only need to actually pay attention for about 5 seconds out of the entire run. So it's actually really good for being on in a meeting on the phone because I can sit there and I can still actually do what I need to do. I can still do my work, and then just 5 seconds out of every minute, I pay attention to the speed run and see if I can get a completion.
Well, if you're gonna drool in a cup over a level, at least you're getting paid, I suppose. So.
Exactly.
So I'm not mad at it.
So after that, if you got 2,500 points, where's that kind of put you in the rankings of Perfect Dark? That's probably top 50.
I think it was like right. It was right at 50, like maybe in like the high 40s.
Yep.
It was like right in there.
That's a decent couple of months' work.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like starting from scratch basically, because like I didn't know what was going on in the game. I had to learn all the strats, like mess around with it, figure it out, ask a couple things. And it's not like I was a seasoned like GE player at the time, because I was like still just like trying to put the square peg in the round hole. It wasn't. So I managed to go from there. I was like, okay. So I just kept playing from there, and just improved little by little. To hop to a stage, get something here. Hop to a stage, get something here. Because it's like I need to like I need to take in everything that this game has because it's gonna teach me like the nuances of like controlling the character, knowing when to do this, like knowing to anticipate that. Where it's like if you grind like if you grind like a level, like just one specific level, and you're not already like a speed run kind of guy, you'll learn how to get really good at that level, but you may find it difficult to like translate those skills to like, oh, and I'm gonna play a new level, and you may find yourself as like, oh, I'm like starting all over. It's like learning how to walk again.
Yeah.
But if you like jump around and like just put the pieces together little by little, then you can build the building up that way. And that's how I made like my foundation because I didn't like stay on one level for too long. I'd get like a decent PR, and I was like, right, I'm gonna go to the next like difficulty, or I'm gonna go on another level here or here or here, and I just kind of like piecemealed it together, like from there, like throughout those like formative months, I would say.
And so you get to the end of the league. What are you thinking about going for at that stage to try and push yourself forward?
Like, so I'm looking at, I'm in the top 50, and like, it's not like it was, it's not like it was like, I mean, it was kind of easy, but it wasn't like super easy. So I was messing around, right? I was like, I need to find me. I wasn't like originally looking for a level that I like super liked, but I just happened to find one where I just started, and I don't even know why, but I just started playing Rescue Essay, right?
Yep.
And I just kept playing it. That was the first real level I just like grinded like into the ground, right? I was like, I'm for some reason I got in and I was like, I just fell in love with the stage. I was like, this is so much fun. Like warping the lift is like fun. Like doing the strafing is fun. Like trying to do everything optimally is fun. And through playing that over and over again, it's like my movement like got so much better. It was like 10 times better. Like when I like got to the end of like that particular grind and like I knew how to anticipate better. I knew how to react better. Like it just fully entrenched me in the game. Like during summer league, I was playing Perfect Dark. I was like playing Perfect Dark, yeah, but playing a bunch of Rescue SA made me like a Perfect Dark player, if that like makes sense. Because I was
Yeah.
fully integrated. I was fully comfortable. Like I was like, I know what to do. I could just like I could see the images in my head, right? And I was like, I need to go over there. I need to push the button at this timing. I was like, bam, got it. I need to shoot here, shot, got it. That's when it like all came together. I just kept playing and pushing it till like I got the 218, and the 218 still one of my I've beaten it since, but the 218 is still one of my favorite runs, still one of my proudest runs because that's when I felt like to me I feel like I've arrived, I belong, like I'm here. That's when it like hit for me.
And I guess the mentality there is different once you start. So like league is about it's about direct competition and fighting against the other teams, trying to score the most points to be able to do that. Whereas when you're just fighting the IL battle and trying to push yourself up the leaderboards individually, it's a bit of a different mentality to it.
Right. Because when you're playing for like a team, you're playing for teammates, you like that's a different mindset and like different approach you have to do because oh, I need to get this like for my team, like for my boys. But when it's an IL, it's you versus yourself and the game because you have to beat the game, but you also have to beat yourself by like not botching it, not like not like throwing it away or like keeping it together. Because when you're on that PB run you've been working on, and it's like you can feel it right internally, like you can feel that heart rate go up. You can feel like just that slight jitter in like your arm. It's like oh, gotta focus, gotta hold it together, gotta
Got to
just keep
clutch this
on.
out. Yeah.
Got to clutch this out because like I think like when I on the Rescue 218, like when I was going down the final hall, I think like this entire room it just like disappeared. I think like my legs like didn't exist, like my torso was gone. I was just like this upper half, and I was just like,
I'm playing the
if
run
I
and you've just
look,
got past. You've just got the key pickup, so you're running to the last hall, and the guard's just blasting you right now.
yeah, it was the guns were louder than ever before. It was like it was like being like fucking dilated. I was like, if I look like even just a fraction to the left or the right, I'm gonna blow this. I just just hold it together for like 10 seconds and don't choke this. Like, so that can get to you, like certainly.
And then you wait the cinema.
Oh, of course, of course. I used to always wait the cinema, right? Well, one night randomly, I had like a dream, yeah, where I got a PB. It was I can't remember if it was like a record or whatever, but I got a PB and I was watching the cinema, right? And then the game crashed, and then it crashed in the cinema and froze, and I woke up, and that was a dream, yeah. But I'm still like shook to this day. I was like, I do not want this
Don't want to lose
to
it.
be a prophecy. It's not gonna happen. I'm just like, no, please, just scared.
Just I giggle at I think it was BK who had bad power in Italy that would just drop out sometimes. So like he'd always skip the end cinema to make sure that the end screen came on.
Oh man, the first time I'd be having a heart attack. Please don't. The power go on. Oh my god, I hadn't even thought about that. That'd be horrific.
Yeah, be bloody scary. Be really scary. So I guess you've got you got your leaderboards. You're building up. What sort of time do you start thinking about top 20 or top 10? Like when do you start thinking about that?
Um, that didn't actually happen. That didn't actually happen for a while, yeah, because we were just playing, right, and then I think let's see what it was. I think Fletcher asked me. He was like, I'm gonna. He's like, I think I'm gonna like just chill out for like December, yeah, and just like maybe make like a little video or whatever. Just like not post some time, just see what I can get through the December break. And then I was playing something. I'm trying to remember what the first time I got was, but I got it and I was like, mate, let me hop in with you on that. So that we just had a fun little like back and forth. Like we made part 11, so we had like a good little time with that. Um, that was fun because no one had any idea like I was in it. He posted because that was around the time he was making that that like speedrunner guide
Yeah,
thing.
the beginning introduction. That's why I'm here actually. That was
Yeah, the like introduction to G.
yeah.
So he was like 10 parts, and then I was like, dude, you should call the video like part 11. It'll be like a funny joke, yeah. And he was like, I didn't think he'd actually do it, and he was like, yeah, that sounds the sound. So he made it. He made the forum post. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be streaming part 11 of my 10-part tutorial series. Come watch. And then I showed up and after about 15 minutes, and it was a fun little time. We had fun making, and then in the time like I made that like I had PD going on, so started making that like not too long after that. So
Who
got
approached you
involved in
about
that
PD?
project. Hmm?
Who approached you to join PD?
Let's see. I'm trying to. It must have been Kevin. I think it. Yeah, it must have been Kevin. That's what makes makes the most sense because I don't think it was because at the time it was just Kevin and I think it was Kevin and MW at the time when they asked me.
Yep.
So then I hopped in on that and I was like, right. So I got to step this up like a little bit. And it's like I had fun with the part 11 minutes. Like you look at it now and it's like we had a good time and all that, but it's like I can press a little more. I can get some better times like than this. So that's where it's like I had like the Chicago 26 and like the 27 and the attack ship times, like things that were better than like Villa 110. When Villa 110 was good for me at the time, yeah.
Yep.
Just like we just need to like can I take that next step as a player? Can I get even better times? Can I just can I get that next brass ring, right? How high can I take this? And like that project like turned out better than it turned out great, like even better than like we thought at the time. Had a good time with that. Got like I'd say my best time from that was like the Invest 234, and that was like a 3-day war where it's like that level beat my ass up and down the street, backward and forward every day, every day. I was like, how can I even do this, man? Can I even do this? This is like I get deleted in 1 second because it's perfect agent, right? Because there's no hits done, and you just get
You just
blown
pass
off the
away.
map. Yeah, exactly. I was like, how can I? How in the world can I possibly do this? And then like, I got a 236. I was like, no, that's not. Can I get that just that little bit more because it's not good enough. And then like I think like a day later or two, I got a 234. I never felt more like exhilarated in my life. It was like my best run to date then, and that was when I was that grind was like hell. But at the end of it, it was only like a few days, but it felt like way longer. I was like, no, I can hang in there, man. I can do this. Nothing's like that hard. And so that's where it showed me I can look at me in the mirror and I was like, I can, with time, I can do whatever I need to do. And then so that project came out and it was wonderful. And it was about that time after that where I was probably like low 20s at the time. It was like, this is the moment where it's like, I think I could really make a run the top 20. So that was like my goal then after that point.
And you've got a reputation as a dirty hoarder by this time too.
Say what?
You've got a reputation as a dirty hoarder by now because you've been in 2 projects.
Yeah. Well, then right after PD came out, Yendis messaged me, yeah. So then I knew they were going something was going on. So I was talking to my mate Yendis, and he was like, you know, it'd be really funny if you just if you gave us a run to like put in this as like a joke. So I played I played like Extraction PA for like I think like 2 or 3 hours, and I got there and I was like, yeah, I was like, here you go. So then like I showed up in the middle of that, and there's everyone's like, this dude is just everywhere, and I was like, I guess it's my rep now. I just show up in the video.
uh, so
So yeah, I did acquire a bit of a
well earned, I guess. You get to show off some of your music taste and all of that too, of course. Like, is it what kind of songs?
oh yeah, like I had I mean, you know, I had to bring well, no one knew, but I had to bring like the ATL flavor. I had to bring like the rap and the hip hop, which is a if you go look at Radio Mate Corp, you could tell it's a bit of a percentage because you get plenty of the classic rock and the pop, and you don't really get anything with like that.
Yep.
That the drums like ooh, time to move around a little bit. You know what I mean? So I had to bring that flavor, of course, because that's my background.
Yep. Yeah, like I've described some of the soundtracks to like K4 and Pat 3 and stuff as like Smooth FM, which is like a easy listening adult oriented rock station here in Australia or in Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, none of that. Yeah, none of that pop that you're bringing.
No, no, I like to grab your attention in the first like 4 seconds. You know what I mean? And in those first 4 seconds, someone just might just like, oh no, that's not what I want to hear. What can you do? Different strokes, different folks.
And then I guess the last kind of getting towards almost 12 months, there's been some really hot competition getting into and around the top 10, between yourself, Kev, Ricky, who else is up there? Vidor's floating around, Swiss, Taka's been bopped out, Alu, Icy, like all of that in there. Like there's been some pretty tight competition.
Oh yeah, because I got I'm trying to remember. I think it was in June when I think it was in June when I got it, because I got the top 10, because when I was sitting in the low 20s, I was looking at like, you know, legendary player and figure, like your eliteness is like,
Yep.
this is the measuring stick, yeah. Because this guy hasn't played eternity, but he's still like ranked like 14, 13, 15 at the time. He was up there. He was like, this is the guy I've got to get, right? So when I was playing, in my mind, it was like, we got to get your eliteness. Like that's got to be the goal, man. We got to get him. I can't like. I've got to get him. If I can catch him, then it's like okay. Then everyone will see, and I'll see for myself as like I'm a good player, right? So I've got to get it. So I just like little by little just chipped away at it, crawled my way up there. Got times I didn't even like dream I would get that I have better than like now, but at the time it's like this is like so insane. Like I can't believe I'm even doing these. And eventually I got him, and I was like, oh, it's like it was such a good feeling, right? Because you work for like a few months for like a goal, and then you finally get to touch it. You just put your hands on it, it's real, and it's like yes, like I finally did it. Then it immediately transitioned to Icy sitting at. This is the guy who like I asked a bunch of questions like, how do I like, dude? I have no idea what's happening. How to do this? Set me on the right way. This is the guy who like encouraged me to play the game in the first place. So it was like, I've got to like, I have to pass him for 10th. This is like weirdly poetic in a way. It's like this is like a shit story that like, not even the movie would like write it this way. It's like gotta go for like the mentor. You know what I mean? Like how many times has that been media? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then so like work hard for that, eventually achieve it, and it's like wow, I'm 10th. My reminder, like this is the game I was like, I'm gonna sit down and get like 1,000 points for my team, and it'll be great. Never imagined I would ever be anywhere near 10th,
So
much less like
if this is June
get it.
2019, that's like a 12-month rise.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So to like get it at all, I didn't think that would have ever happened to like, but get it in a year, I was like, no, you must be talking about somebody else. Like there's no chance. But somehow, some way, we're here. It actually happened.
And then yeah, competition's just been fierce. So like to even still be in 10th with all the work that everybody else is doing. Sorry, still be in 11th. Like you've been working hard just to stay there, I guess.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful thing, because it's like we all rise with the tide, right? Because when I got 10th, it's like only like what, like 11, like 10, 11, 12 people had 5K points in the game. Look how many there are now. Like there's like an extra like 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's
Yeah,
like
IC has 5,016 and Dr. Light's just behind with 49.52 in 15th. So it's a lot of points, a lot of points in the top 15 now.
like for a while there, like from like 7th down to like 13th was like a 50-point gap. It was
Yeah,
like cluster.
really tight.
So at any moment, anytime someone could post a PR, jump like 2 ranks, 3 ranks, someone could follow rank. Like that's where it was at. Like at the time, it's still kind of like that now. So
Well, like Kev's just busted Cedric.
Right, exactly. He's been working a while for that because Cedric was at 5,300, and you can, if you take a look at it now, you see he's bled so much in like the last 4 months.
Yep.
Like he's taking hit after hit after. It won't be long before he's out of like. It'll be a while still, but he's going to be out of like top 10 completely, and top 10 is going to look so wild with him completely out of it.
Yeah. I mean, so
Because he still has
Tucker's
like
Tucker's
he still
already
has
gone.
times, right? He still has. I think it's like I think he has 124 on invest, and like with the zoom strat, like you could you
Yep.
could you could day one like get a laser skip and beat that time. So that's like another like 20, 30 points like gone, that'll be gone from his page like very soon.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna be there for like much longer.
Yeah, it's down to 28 points. So he can only lose 28 more points on it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I like it because it's like obviously you can tell it's not a perfect art overall, like obviously is not like have the same player base or attention or like heavy grinders as like GE has. Like there's been like a handful because you take like Green who like came up and just like started killing it like in his time, but while you had Green and Perfect Dark, you had like 15 people in GE doing that.
Yeah.
So like just from sheer volume, it's not the same. But I feel like it's already started to a degree, certainly, but it's starting to shift where it's like more people are into PD, more people are taking it like more seriously. It could even be like what happened to me, right? You just like pick it up for it's like I'll do that, or oh, I could do it for Summer League, and then you just like actually like oh no, I like this game, and you start playing it more, and then you start playing it more. I think
It's
we'll
not a hard
get more
argument to mount that, Perfect Dark's actually being contested more at a top level at the moment than GoldenEye is. Like if you look at active players in the top 15 or top 20, so Ace is playing right now, Lake Demon, Kev, Ricky, Vidor drops in and out. Who knows when Swiss is going to do it? Yourself, Alu might be thereabout. Icy started posting again. Dr. Light, BK, he's probably just hoarding again, and
again as you do.
that's down. That's just the players that are active in the top 50. Sorry, in the top 20. Whereas if you look at
Yeah,
if you
and
look
then
at
you have like
GoldenEye, like it's only like Wotus is playing, Clem's off playing RTA. Gus and Irie seem to be stuck in untied jails, and then Joris Fletcher and Timmy and Pogo all down at the bottom end of the top 20. So yeah, you could actually say that wouldn't be too unreasonable to say that Perfect Dark's being played actively by more top players right now.
right, and then you have the people right outside of the top 20 because it's like someone like Flickr could wake up like tomorrow and just be like, I feel like giving it like a strong go, and he could just go on a run. He could be right there. Then you have people like Dildonius is floating there. He's really good. He's improving like all the time. He could go on,
Yep.
and then you have like dark horses like you mentioned like Craig earlier, like who got Chicago 25. Craig's really good. Like Craig could go ham on a run, like certainly. 'Cause every time Craig posts is like, oh, that's a banger.
Yeah, so there's plenty of stuff going on. And I guess the thing that I haven't actually asked you too much about yet that I did want to hear a little bit was about the kind of that competitive gaming or that speed running before you got into GoldenEye. So like your competitive fighting games and your Link to the Past runs. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I did a bunch of races on SRL back in like 2010, like 2011. Um, Lots of Master Sword races, lots of any percent. I I think like I won a couple races. Like I wasn't very good, but I had a good time doing it. It was my favorite stage. Some of my, some of my favorite favorite memories of that where it's like where it's an SRL race and like at the time like I don't know why, but Gianna was learning how to play Link to the Past, so I was like boot up a SRL race. Like I'm doing an RTA race like with Giano in Link to the Past. It's like this is a dude that like got me into speedrunning just from watching his stream. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like this is great.
Yep.
And like I just get I'd lose, but like that wasn't like winning or losing like didn't really matter. It was like, oh, I'm just having a great time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we got into that, and then when we transitioned into Marvel, I was like, there was a group. There's a group of fighting game players. Like at the time, it was like I hung out with them, played with them. Like we traveled to Atlanta, we traveled to like Huntsville, we traveled to Birmingham. We go to tournaments. We we play all the time, and it took me like I think I played so started in like 2011. It took me to like 2014. Well, I won my first tournament, and like so like I finally finally broke through because I'd come really close, yeah, but it was like oh like my nerves would kill me because it's like oh in my head like 2-0 and this guy needs really good. Like how do I hold this together? It's exactly like the IL runs, and I would just like crack every time. I would just fall apart, just do dumb shit, have execution errors, have movement errors, and it's like oh, it's like can I break through? And like finally broke through. It was great. And then once you taste it one time, it's like you prove yourself. Oh, I can do. And then like I'd win another tournament. I'd win another tournament. I never like won like a super like major one, but like I won like plenty like small tournaments in Georgia, like events in like Alabama. So like I did like pretty good for myself. Went ham online, like made got into like the top 10 in point rank like online in Marvel 3 for like how shit the net code was and how much of a headache that was, but like it was the only real way to play at the time because the way our scene was is like you have to drive like 2 hours, 3 hours, go meet up with like a significant group of people to play. So you just had to make the best of it.
So online play was pretty serious then as well.
Yeah, even though like it was serious then, even though it was terrible, but everyone like it's the only way like we can just play on command. So
Yep.
you just kind of made the best of it.
Yeah, and you both, I guess, even if you're online, then you're both competitors are fighting under the same conditions within a degree of error, right?
Roughly, it just depends on like the connection could be shit for you or for them or for both. So it's the thing that's rough about it, right? Is like they'll do stuff in a fighting game, yeah, and you know, like offline, it's completely unsafe. It's time to punch, and you push a button and you get hit because the way it's moving in slow motion and it's frame skipping and it's lagging. It's like things that are not safe or good to do at all just work.
Yeah.
So it's really frustrating from that like perspective.
So it can teach you bad tricks when you go back to a offline tournament. Then.
Oh, oh no, definitely, definitely, because you might get button happy, or it's like I'm doing the combo at the wrong time. So you have to like when you go to a tournament, you have to get like mad casuals, wash my hands of like that online garbage because like I have to retool everything to do it right. Otherwise, you'll be pushing a button like 5 frames earlier than you're supposed to, and you just get kicked in the face for.
So I never played fighting games other than just button mashing them since like Mortal Kombat on the Mega Drive or Genesis. So like playing fighting games at a top level just absolutely baffles me.
Oh man, I have so many I have so many memories of me and one of my mates playing like MK3, and you get to Shao Kahn and he's just cheating, and we are just the angriest people you've ever seen. He just fucking what we cannot beat him. He just doing like the unblockable and just killing us, and like the AI is cheating like fuck, obviously,
Yeah.
but we just can't deal with it. So like Marvel was the first like fighter I took like seriously on a competitive level, and like I played other ones, sure. Like I played like some Street Fighter 4 and like some Super Turbo and Marvel 2 and some other really good ones. But Marvel 3 is the only one I feel like I'm like decent to good at.
Played
I'm
well.
definitely not at the other.
Yep.
But that baseline knowledge like carries over. It's like I know what to do and what not to do. Like I can't be like a damn idiot. So, and I know what how frame data works and all that. So it sort of translates, but um, no real fighting game plays the same as the other one.
And did
Honestly,
you see like your fighting game skills translate to speedrunning at all?
I would say like the grinding mentality like does, and like the awareness you have to have because like in a fighting game, especially like Marvel, there's two characters on the screen, and these characters can do all kinds of wacky stuff, and then you can call assists, so his buddy can come in and do some wacky. So it's like, okay, I have to be hyper aware of like every situation, every permutation that could happen, and that sort of translates pretty well into speedrunning because it's like, especially with the guard AI, because it's like this guard could do this, or he could do this, or he could roll, or his gun could jam, and I have to be like aware. It's like because every one of those things I have to react like slightly differently. So like to be able to identify a situation and react to it in like a split second, like that translates pretty well,
Yep.
I would say.
And I guess you talked before about like late tournament stuff, but I guess whatever mental control or breathing to be clutch and fight fight against your competitor. Does that come into being able to clutch a run when when you're on pace and getting deep and in the red on PA or something?
Oh, certainly, because even it took me it took me like a while in finding games to get over having the nerves, and then again when I started speed running, and it's like oh my god, this is it, and I do something dumb, and it's like
Like throw a grenade in the vents.
yes, exactly. Except that time I got away with murder, but the other times I didn't. It's like oh man, I should have had that one. Like why did I do that? Idiot. What having a baseline for that, and it's like okay, just like calm down. It's okay. Like just be cool. Just do the combo. You've practiced it 100,000 times. There's no reason to drop it. It doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter if I don't have the lead or if I'm up in the set. It's like just be cool. Just you know push the button in this order, and it definitely translates that mentality to doing an IL where it's like I'm not gonna screw up. I'm not gonna all of a sudden jam my stick and go off to the left for no reason because I'm like super nervous. Because even then, it's like you have to maintain that control because that nervousness never goes away. Because when I'm on a PR run, like on a good one, I can feel my heart flip a switch, and it's like it turns on like three like hydro like generators. They all start turning. It's like I feel the heart rate going up. It's like no, got to keep it together. Don't do this. So that definitely like translates.
Yeah, I remember. I understand the feeling. I remember the first time I got in the vents on like Aztec Double O run, and my heart was just like pounding out of my chest. It was going so hard, you know. And then
Dude, I legit think the first time I got in the vents, I think I like stopped breathing. I think I legit held my breath for 30 seconds.
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think I took a breath at all.
that makes sense. You probably could or probably have done that. Yeah,
I probably checked the. I was like, oh, get through, pull up the end screen, hit them. Oh, it's a PR. I was probably like about to pass out.
other random questions that
But those translate, and I also feel like the sort of like execute level of execution like carries over because it's like, especially in PD, right? Like several PD levels have like in a vacuum you can isolate and say, okay, this level comes down to this trick. It revolves around this trick. I need to execute this trick, right? Whether it's clipping out, or whether it's like throwing a mine, or whether it's like nailing this. And it's like in fighting games, you have to like have a certain level of execution to do things that are difficult or to like not drop combos. So like I feel like sort of, but not really like that sort of like mentality of execution sort of carries over. Because certainly in G, a lot of levels are just strictly movement based,
Very much,
and
yeah.
then it levels up. Then it levels up to it's like, okay, I can add these tricks and get better. But in PD, it feels like it's the reverse, where it's like you learn the trick right, you get good at the trick, and then you level up your movement around the trick. So it's like kind of backwards in that manner. And the tricks also like contribute to PD feeling more like a puzzle game, especially to like newcomers, I would argue.
Yeah. The comparison that I feel like I often make between the two games, like, and my frame of reference is reasonably limited, but like Archives and Chicago Agent are both quite similar. They're 15, 16 seconds and short twitch movement, but Chicago's got basically got the trick at the end of it that you need to throw the mine and clear it out, whereas Archives is just basically movement.
Right. Archives is like strict movement, and then a little bit of luck, because I mean you need Nat to not be stupid. And then Chicago's like I gotta nail the mine. Like there's just like no getting around that. There's like because you could run by Nat and Nat could see you or not. That's not really up to you to a certain degree, but the mine throw definitely.
So I've opened up some questions to chat to see what they want to ask. So Harry wants to know, when are you on a hoarding?
I mean, you didn't see my you didn't see me in Project 2020. You didn't
No, I
you
missed
didn't
that.
see you didn't see the screenshot of me where I was like I don't remember what I said, but I was in there. Or the unhorde that I was in what was it? Oh, in K4, or I was like Jory 16, and
Yep.
then he got it right after. That was a bang. That was a good
uh,
moment. When will I mean I probably want, because speaking of that, like obviously like originally I was going to be in K4, and then due to life things, like I dropped out of that because I wanted to step aside and not be in the way for that. And then Yendis asked me like he asked me so many times, dude. He's like, can you be in, like, would you be in Project 2020? And I really wanted to do it, but I was like, I don't. I just I didn't feel right at the time because like again I was super busy, and I was like I don't want to like I don't want to say I'll do it and then like, not put up like a half decent set. And like the standard I would have for a half decent set is like pretty high now. So maybe I should have in retrospect, like maybe I should have just done it anyway. But at the time, I was just like I was kind of burnt out on the game, and you know all blah blah blah, you know all the usual like excuses. But like I was just like I don't really feel like doing it. So I probably won't. I mean, you after you've been in like three unhordes in some capacity, you like you can't ever say like oh, I'd never do another one, but maybe it'd have to be like the right one, you know what I mean? Like it's like it's like I won't come out of retirement to do a film, but it needs to be like the right film, you know what
yep.
I mean? Like maybe it has to be one of them situations.
Rare wants to know when the Rescue 500 is.
Uh, well, if um if I get quarantined due to if I get quarantined due to corona this week, because I'd have plenty of time to just grind out Hell Rescue.
Now,
But
you
the
you work as a medical professional, right?
right, yeah.
So you're
So I'll be at the hospital tomorrow morning.
uh,
So and when you wake up, like you wake up because I wake up at like 4:30, right? 4:30. Leave the house at 5, drive out to the hospital at 6, like get home at 2:30, and then do I got all these other things to do, and it's just like, oh, so at the end of the day, like I could play for like an hour or two, but then you sit down and it's like, I'm tired, man. No, I don't really want to play for an hour. Like that's the problem.
You run
And
out of
like,
brain power.
yeah, and there's not really like there's not really an untied you can get in like 2 hours. Like it takes like work, at least for me, because like I'm sure like anybody could just play for a thing for an hour, but it's like that's not that doesn't really get work for me because like if I want like a super strong time, I like to get like a long session in where it's like I need to like because I'm not hitting my peak till like the second hour. You know what I mean? I gotta like get the motor going. Got to really like
Warm up.
baby the engine. Got to jump it off. Got to like pet it. I got to like get rolling, get some momentum going.
And Happens wants to know what's the next Paulie world record? What will it be?
Well, I should really get War 25 because it may not be on the show.
Get in
that's
there.
that's probably what I should do. I should stop being lazy and do that, or I should stop being lazy and get 5 or uh like the other 25 in Chicago. I should have had that an eternity ago, or I should start working on the Rescue 500, like because I've had so many like I've had several pace disguises for like the 124, but as you can see, like don't have it because like the most ridiculous like unlucky garbage. I know what Callie must feel like when he's just like duping world records 1,000 times in a row because this is some bullshit. I empathize. I totally understand. That's why I'm just like on my channel. I've just started like posting clips of like the most outrageous bullshit that I just see on a daily basis when I play this game because like it's not new. It's not new at all. But like that one clip where like I come out of the G5 cutscene and the guard's just blocking the safe like this, like he's setting a basketball or like football. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Why? Can you at least block the door and let me pretend like I have a chance to get the PR? Like, why do you have to block the safe entirely after I did all this work to get here? It's just
Denied.
completely outrageous.
B-Down wants to know what the best scam rap album of the 2010s is, according to you.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me take a look because I want to make sure. I want to make sure I get this right.
This is an educated opinion.
Let me see.
Yendis is
let me
announcing
pull
your
up.
while you're looking that up. Well, Yendis has announced your name of your horde from 2021. It's the return of the chicken coop.
Return. I like that. I like Return of the Chicken. I'm gonna have to put that in my back pocket. I would say the best scam rap album, right? It's either Black Force Activity 1 by TJ or let me pull up Shitty Boys and look at their albums. I want to say the right one. It's either Black Force Activity 1 by TJ or it's 3P by Shitty Boys. It just depends on what flavor you're into. If you like TJ being like really deep in there, but also being like completely ridiculous, or if you like Shitty Boys, like Babytron and all them just being flat out like absurd. Like I've never had a bad time listening to scam rap, dude. It's so funny. It is hysterical. If you like if you go watch my Cradle LTK 34, like the music version, scam rap over it, or some of my OFOS times, like I think Rescue SA45 I put scam rap on. If you listen to that and you're not just dying laughing, like you just don't get like my sense of humor. Like you're just not on that wavelength with me because it is hilarious every single time.
And the last question that's popped in from chat is Eric wants to know if you've got a comment on the hot competition around GE Top 100 right now.
Oh, I mean, so I think so. Like Perna came back and poked his head in there, and Kratos poked his head in there, and then I know you're right there, and I know Colton's right there. I don't know if he did he PR today or was
I haven't. He was 8 hours into his stream when I last checked. Colton, I don't.
because I know he did like a birthday stream today, but I don't know if he cashed anything in or not.
It doesn't look like he's got that second 54 yet.
Ah, okay. Because I know he's
Close.
the newer players like the next like crop of like G. Well, I say next crop, like some of them have been around for like a decent amount of time, like now, but they're starting to break through and they're raising like the bar because getting the top 100, that number is just going to go higher and higher. It's not going to get any lower. Now,
Yeah, you're getting.
it'd be great. It'd be great if we could double the point requirement to get into PD top 100 because it's like around it's around like 700 something.
Yeah, it's not much.
and and G's like 1400. That would
G is basically 1500 at this point.
that would be that'd be nice to like adjust that get that up higher. But it in a game where the player base is like like a third of G, it's just gonna take time, and we'll just have to slowly like walk it up, and it'll eventually get there, unless like the whole scene like just completely washes out, which is insanely unlikely. So it'll eventually get there, by hook or by crook.
It'll happen eventually. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess letting you wrap up because it's probably getting towards your bedtime if you get up at have an alarm set for 4:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, it's about hit 10 p.m. and I got to wake up early, and I'm very old, so waking up early is hard.
Mate, you're
I don't
really old.
know how my gra-
I'm probably
I don't
10
know
years
how
older than you.
my grandfather like in his 80s, and he wakes up at like 5:30 a.m. on the dot with no alarm. No sense whatsoever. And I wish I had that superpower because I wake up in the morning and like I'm just like my eyes are like in the back of my head. I'm like barely functioning. I have to take a shower to feel alive, like to like wake up. So I don't know how the olds do it, but
Different generation, mate.
that 4 a.m. hits different. You know what I mean?
Maybe it's easier in wartime. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe because until I had this job, I didn't wake up at 4 a.m. a day in my life on accident, or definitely not on purpose. I was more
Never.
of like a 9 a.m. kind of guy, but the four, it's rough.
I only ever see 4 a.m. if I'm coming at it from 3 a.m., never actually setting an alarm for it.
You're coming at it from the other end,
Yeah,
not from the back end.
it's too bloody early. It's too early.
Way too early.
So, a couple of quick fire questions to wrap up. Do you have a favorite PB that's currently on, or not even currently on your times page? Just a favorite PB ever from your pages.
Uh I'd still say Rescue SA 218 is still my favorite.
Yeah, yeah,
Even though like I ground it down and like improved it to 217, and I still use the same song. I still use Return of the Mac, which is one of my favorite like tracks ever. And this is a promise to you and to the people. Every Rescue SAPR I ever have will have Return of the Mac on it. That I can promise. But the 218 was more symbolic to me and like felt better to me, and I just love that run. So it's still my personal favorite.
yeah. That makes sense. Like relative to the strength of your time, the rest of your times page at the time where you set it, like as beyond that, or the one that showed you could push yourself harder.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite either PB or what PB from anybody else?
Man, that's hard because there's like there's so many like, oh no, there's not. I know exactly what it is. It's it's Green's Mayan Agent 136 from Kupap 2.
Yep. Is there
Because
something that stands out about that one?
that that whole intro segment is fucking incredible.
Right.
Like it's so punchy and it's so like you just like the tension in the run just builds with the music. Just like it just when you think it's like capped off, it hasn't. It just gets it. It's insane, and it's like so I watched like Kapap 3, and that's how I got into that's
Yeah.
how I got into it. Yeah. Then I watched the other video, and so I was like, oh well, there's two other Kapaps, so I'll watch them. And like I probably watched that intro 20 times. I couldn't believe how good it was. It was fucking incredible. And it was even better like when I wasn't like a layman and I learned that run like after the fact.
Understood how good it really was.
So like that's probably like my favorite run like to date in PD.
Right. What's the stage or level that you dread playing the most?
Oh, in Perfect Dark, it's Air Force One for sure.
Yeah. Any reason?
You got an hour.
Just a terrible stage.
It's just like in all seriousness, in all seriousness, it's not that bad. In fact, it's kind of like on a rail, honestly, because it's like you get to a certain point, and it's like you need this cinema split, and you need this cinema split, and then you need the president to warp. It's like on paper it's fine, but in practice, it's just like terrible. He just never warps for me, and I'm sure it's because I'm doing something wrong. And the laptop gun is such a cool gun in design. It's so awesome. It sounds awesome. Having a secondary function where you throw it and it's a gun turret is lit, but the gun's so inaccurate. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot shoot these Mr. Blondes in the head when you want to save your life. I don't care if Kevin can do it on command. It doesn't mean anything to me. You cannot do it. And the guard in the back in the kitchen is the worst guard in the game. He always survives. You shoot him 80,000 times, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna shoot the president sound. And I think I have a clip saved where I was on 119, maybe 118 pace on SA, and the president just gets stuck on the stage. He just frozen and he's frozen in midair doing this, right? He's like, doing the damn running man. I'm like, move! And I'm trying to push him. I try to get behind him. I'm like strafing into him. He doesn't get unstuck. And then he just gets shot in the head, falls off the stairs. And
What an asshole.
like from that moment on, I knew it was like, okay, it's mutual stage. So
stage hates you as much as you hate it.
So at least it's a mutual understanding. Like we have some sort of like respect with each other. It's like, all right, we don't like each other, and like we get that. We know what that comes with.
Well, I haven't. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but before I let you go, is there anything else that you wanted? Any other stories that you wanted to tell us that you haven't told yet?
Let me see. I'm trying to.
Or anyone in chat that you want to sling some mud at?
I'll sling some mud at. Oh, I mean, you want me to do Tupac Cinema? I definitely. We can talk. Let me think. I'm trying to. I'm sure. Oh, I'm sure I've told the story. I'm sure this story's been told before, but it's like so way back in the day. Like I say, back in the day, like it was 5 years ago. We were making part 11, yeah. I was playing Logic 2 PA, got a PR, and I was like, all right, Fletcher. I was like, here, like, I got this PR, and he's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna edit into the video. And then like the next day, I was like, I kept playing it, but I actually improved it. And he's like, okay, I'll edit. No sweat. I'll edit into the video. Then the next day, I was like, oh, I improved it. Can you put this in the video? He's like, okay, can you play something else? And I was like, all right, I'll play something else. Then the next day, I was like, yeah, I didn't actually play something else. I improved it again. Can you put this in the video? He's like, fuck's sake, are you just gonna keep doing this? And then like, I actually did it again. Like, I did it again like a couple hours before the video render. He was like, no, fuck you. I'm not putting it. This stands. Like, we're just going with this. You can post that later. So that was I found that very amusing. He did not, for some reason.
Yeah, I can see why. Both sides of that. Well, thanks for coming on and having a chat, mate. It's been been really good. You've been very generous. You tell lots of stories that you hear way past your bedtime. So, thanks for coming on and hanging out.
Okay, thanks for having me, man. It's been a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good. There's been lots of people hanging out in chat, so I'll have to find out who else's arm I'm going to twist to come and join me for a chat next. I know that Rare's offered, so we'll have to have a chat. We'll have to work it out.
Oh, I don't imagine you'll. I don't imagine you'll be hurting too bad. I'm sure you'll.
I just need to cast the rod out and see who else wants to come on. But I'll let you.
I'm sure someone will bite. So.
I'll let you go and get some shutter. Thanks for hanging out, man.
I will. I just got I'm gonna head on off. Before I do, I got one final thing to say, and then we'll call it a night. All right.
All right. You say your final thing.
If you know, you know.